Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and today is just like the rest of them. We are still on our 30 days of survival. And so, a special shout out to Little Rural, my 5-year-old, who gave me the idea of doing this in the fun way of the ABCs. And so we've been doing this all week so far, and we are going to continue that trend to where today we are on the letter G. So I try and keep these short and sweet. I try and do 4 words and then an honorable mention. And I'll give you a challenge at the very end, but let's just jump right into this. And the first one is going to be game. And so this one, I like to play with these words because they have kind of some double meanings. So the first part of game is the ones that you go hunt, okay? Whether that's large game, small game. I think that whether you are hunting or trapping or anything along those lines is a very important thing that you should utilize. It is something that is essential because it provides protein for you, and protein is a necessity of maintaining a healthy diet. And so to be able to have that skill to be able to hunt or trap or anything along those lines, so that way you can get large game, small game, anything in between, is going to help you in the long run to have fresh meat. But it also is the flip side of games, having fun. I think there's a lot of people that miss that. I uh, have it to where there's a lot of people that think that once you have an SHTF situation, that for the rest of your life you just toil away endlessly, struggling to survive. And I surely hope that's not true. If you go back and you look at Native Americans, early settlers, anything along those lines, they still had fun. They still had time that they wanted to do something other than just work. Or you got your chores done, you got everything done, and so you had pastimes. That's where these things come from. It, when you look at any sort of a sport or other game, it's because everything got done, and this was just kind of a reward at the end of the day, something to unwind, have a little fun, get together with everybody in your group, and just enjoy the day. So, the next word I want to bring up is the word guard. Now, again, this is kind of a little bit of a twofold. So, one, it is your personal on guard. That is you and your surroundings. That is making sure that your OPSEC and your situational awareness and things like that is on guard at all times, that you have your guard up. Now, it's not a thing of freaking out and being stressed 24 hours a day, but it's just having that situational awareness, making sure that you are guarding yourself and not making yourself an easy target. Or if you're out with friends or family, making sure you're the one that is kind of the guard at post. You're keeping an eye up, you're not on your phone, you're looking around, making sure that everything at least appears normal. It's a thing where you don't want to make an easy target. So always kind of keep your head up. But on the flip side, it's the same thing of having an actual guard, whether that's blocking a front gate or some sort of front entrance, whether that's guarding things that are of high importance, maybe your water source, maybe everybody has collected food and put it in a single building, so that way it's all together. You're having like a community food area, but you're going to have different things that you kind of have a guard posted there. So that way you actually have that deterrence and that first early warning system and the first line of defense. So I want to throw guard in there. But that leads me into my next one is group. And so when we are talking about it on this channel at the very least, I never recommend going into any SHTF situation, whether that's personal or wide scale, doing it alone. Lone wolfing it is not a good idea. By human nature, we as a species are communal. We like to be together. Now, while some people make it very, very frustrating to get around others, there are people that we do enjoy. That's why they invented the word of like friendship and things like that. So, you should have a group, and whether you want to call that a group, a tribe, a mag, a family, whatever. But it's one of those ones. Now's the best time to go through, vet those people, make sure that they are a good fit, make sure that they are providing you and others, as well as vice versa. You're providing them with value, that they're not just there because you want them there, that they're going to be able to contribute to the rest of the group, and they're going to get something of value back. It's a mutual assistance group. That's why they come up with the term MAG. Everybody needs to mutually benefit from one another being there. Otherwise, what's the point of having them, right? So make sure that now is the time to start selecting who should be in your group. But when you start getting your group together, one of the things that is going to make things a heck of a lot easier is gear. So you should be out and getting said gear. Tools make the job a lot easier. You can build without tools, but I can build a lot faster and a lot more efficiently and a lot better of a structure if I have tools. And the correct tools make it that much more, right? So, you can give somebody hand tools and you can give somebody power tools. And if properly trained, the power tool guy is going to probably win most of the time, right? So when you go, make sure that you have a diversity when you start getting your gear. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure that you have a variety of power tools. Make sure you have a variety of hand tools, whether it's firearms. Have at least 2, 3 different kinds, so that way you're not limiting yourself. You should diversify and gather your gear. When you go to knives, make sure that you have a fixed blade, make sure you have a folder, make sure you have a machete, make things like that. Are these absolute must-haves? No, they're not. You can survive without any sort of a blade. The only thing is, though, is somebody that has that blade, they're going to be able to use that tool to their advantage, and they're going to have a lot better and a lot more comfortable of time. Tools are there to make the job easier. So while you can within your financial means, go out and get the tools. And I will, and I know I get all sorts of emails and all sorts of comments and everything else. Don't buy that cheap junk like what he said. Oh, this channel must be a satire channel. This guy is a complete joke. No, live within your means. Okay. If you cannot afford a really high end $200 knife, something is going to be better than nothing. If you can afford a $10 gas station knife, having that over no knife at all, that is my point. Okay. Now, if you have $10,000 in your savings and you're like, well, I'm going to go buy a knife, I guess this $10 one. If you have the means, yes, you should get a reputable knife, that the best one that you can find that functions within your means, within your price point, and the right one for you. And this is going to be a personal opinion that I think is going to ruffle a lot of feathers. A lot of people that want to just throw out a brand name usually are not the most skilled people. They're throwing out a brand name in hopes that that brand name will shield them, that people think that they know what they're talking about. Uh, I'm one of those people that a very skilled person, as long as you put a tool in their hand, they're gonna get the job done. Some it's going to be a lot easier with a better tool, but a skilled person, regardless of manufacturer, they'll figure out a way to get the job done. So let's get off of that one, and I'm going to give the honorable mention, which is the word give. Make sure that when you are doing this in an SHTF situation, whether it's before or after, make sure you're giving back. Okay. There's a lot of people that, especially when they start getting into it, you're new into it. You're a sponge. You're taking it all in. People are giving you a free, pocket knife, or they're giving you, a couple of books of matches, or some canned food, or a little bit of medical equipment, and you're getting all this stuff in. They're giving you advice. They're teaching you, and you're getting a lot of stuff. Make sure you're giving back, though. Okay. And it's one of those ones. It's kind of like giving thanks. It's kind of like a bartering system. hey man, you gave me a pocket knife, and you gave me this really cool case, and this tote or whatever, and some water purifying stuff, and you taught me a bunch of things. Let me paint your fence. Let me mow your grass. Let me do something that I know how to do as a way of giving back to you. Make sure you're giving, and if you're on the other end, make sure you are taking these new preppers and giving them solid advice. Give them a little extra of something. Maybe you went out and you found a really good deal where you got uh, 20,000 books of matches for 20 bucks. Okay, when you find a new prepper and they're just getting into this, give them 10. Okay, that 10 out of that is not going to be a difference maker for you, but it could be for them. Make sure that you're giving, make sure you're sharing. And if we all do that, then that's what makes this community one of the greatest communities on the planet. Make sure you're giving as much as you are taking, if not give more. So, with that, I'm going to end on it. And I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you have a blessed day. Stay tuned because there's definitely more information to come. And I'm still going to issue my challenge. Make sure that you add to the list. I'm not here to spoon feed you. I want you to critically think for yourself. Drop one or two words down in there with the letter G, and let's keep the list growing. But with that, I want to remind you, remember to remain united because we're all prepping in this together.